Going to start by removing this panel here. Put it up. We've got 1, 2, 3 14 mils removed, and now it's time to take out the seat removed. Unclip the curtains if you have them. We're going to remove this panel. Let's grab it and pull. Undo the multi-plug and done. Just remove the panel. Next we're going to take this off, this off, this off, and this off. Push in here and take this off and undo this. Clip in there to take out. This trim needs to come off. Next we're going to take this whole panel off. Just work your way around the edges and pop it up. So we're going to take this off. It's 1, 2, 3, 14 mils. We're going to remove this trim just by pulling it off. And this is the door mechanism. 1 cable going here, 1 cable going along here. So undo these 2, undo these 2. Then you have 1 under there, 1 up there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Undo these multi-plugs. Remove this clip from the back. And that should be loose and ready to come off. This is the unit removed. This is my problem cable that snapped, whereas this one's still fine. Undid the 3 screws holding this on and pulled this cover off. And here you'll find the broken cable and the good cable. Mine looks like the good cable has wound itself up in the motor, so I'm just going to release these 3 here, move this up and release the cable. Here we have the cable released. So now we can wind this one back up so that this cable can stay on. We have this cable reattached and aligned properly. Next step is to take this off, remove this from here, which you can see leads you to outside, and go out to the door outside. Broken cable from the other side. Next step is to remove the screw in here that holds this side trim on. Screw removed, slide this forward and then remove. These are the cables I've got to replace it with. I went to my local cycle repair shop and got a mountain bike brake cable, which was the closest they had. Head's slightly different, so I'm just going to Dremel this out so it fits in nice and snug and it will wind up perfectly. There we have the cable in, moves freely, and just to fit it into the mechanism. The easiest way to get the length of the cable you need is get your old cable, simply just measure it up against the new cable before you cut. Right, so to get the cable in, pull this back here and clip it into place so it releases the tension. You should be able to then feed your cable through, and the hardest part is getting it around this wheel inside here. So I found the easiest way is to remove the 2 screws that hold it on and put it in place first and then reconnect it, and it should sit inside the wheel like that. So let's just reconnect that over, being careful not to let the cable pop out. Slide it back in here so that sits inside like that, and then redo the screws and the cable should move freely. So this is it all put back together, rubber cover back over there to stop any debris getting in, and you should be able to move your cable nice and easily, and then it's ready to put back in place. Okay, so right now just poke your cable through and hook this back into place like that. And don't worry about the length at the minute, we'll sort that out shortly. Just poke your cable through. And we will rebuild the mechanism. Once the cable's out, you can see where it runs across here. It's going to connect into this mechanism here. To make life easier, I've removed the three 12mm, braced up the rear door so I can move the bracket out of the way. Just be careful because it will drag across your bodywork and scratch if you're not prepared. And to remove this clip, you simply squeeze in both these tabs and pull it out. This is what holds the cable in place. One of these that the cable runs through and you clamp down on, which eliminates the use of one of these clips, but it still works perfectly fine. Once you've got the length of the cable roughly cut, attach the end, slide it in just so it holds in place, and then go back inside. Once you've got the bit attached to the actual door, you're going to come in here and feed this cable from this side and wrap it around and keep going until you get it tight and in here, and then this you can actually take out and adjust for any slack and keep tightening it until your door runs smoothly. So till you tighten this cable, just keep this one tight and you're going to just wrap it around, follow it all the way around until you get to the very end where you can then adjust. You want to keep both cables as tight as you can. This is still pushed in here, and wrap it around, starting as close to this other cable as possible all the way through till you get to this point, and then you can just put it in, and this bit is where you can adjust your slack. Just do it up so it sits in there nice, holds nice and tight, and then put the cover back on so it holds it in place to test it, otherwise it will spring off and go everywhere. There's two little slots in here and here for these cables to run through, so just make sure they line up, and then put this back on. And with this cover back on, just be careful, do not over tighten these screws, you will strip the threads out of them. Just put this back into place and then we can go ahead and test the door. Before you do the door, flick this down so that it releases, puts the tension back in the cable. It should take up any extra little bit of slack, and then if you need to make any adjustments, just take this back off, take this cover back off, take up any little bits of slack by adjusting the back wheel in, put it back together and try again. Easiest way to adjust it, make sure these are pulled down, grab here, keep this nice and tight. You'll notice this spring moves here, so pull it as tight as possible, pull it out, twist it round and slide it back in, and it should be nice and tight. Then with all the tension taken out, try your door again. Nice and tight, that's all in. And it's just a simple case of putting everything back together.